Today, I want to talk about MGE and specifically how I am going to be tackling one of these bad boy events in the future. And the way we're going to do this is pretty simple. We're going to discuss each of these quick stages and then go over a bit of my account and what I have learned through technically watching quite a lot of these Mightiest Govenor events play out, especially on my server, Empire 64. So if you want to enjoy this video, smash a like, comment, and subscribe. Support your boy out. My name's MrSneakyy, and we're almost at 10,000 subscribers of the recording because we have to record this a couple of days earlier before the event runs out. So let's go into it. So stage 1 is all about tribal raids. 2 is hero growth. You got stage 3 on the gathering resources. Race against time on stage 4. Unit training stage 5. Power boost stage 6. And go all out on stage 7. So this is where we're going to learn quite a lot about the points on how I'm going to be tackling it on my account and how you guys should be tackling it on your account, because we are going to go over what the technically ending stage rankings were for Empire 64, so you guys have got a little bit of an understanding on how these events normally play out, especially on other servers. You got to remember, your server could be a lower spending server, so it might be a lot easier to actually achieve one of these rankings with a little bit of patience and just saving up your resources. And that's what we're going to kind of showcase in today's video. So stage 1 is tribal raid. I'm going to be real, you don't get that many points in here. You will see my ranking in a second at rank 2. And to be honest, to get a good ranking on here, you're going to be using between 4 to about 6,000-7,000 stamina in one day, all on these bad boys. And don't get me wrong, it does help you get a ton of speed ups ready, as well as skill points for the heroes that you might be working on, but the points on the return isn't that worth it. It's not that impactful, but it might make a tiny dent in the end scheme of things. So that's kind of stage 1, as you guys should know. Now stage 2 is a really important one, because this is where a lot of players, including yourself, could cheat a bunch of points, and I'm going to showcase some of the other, again, point rankings at the end on here. But the best way to tackle the hero growth stage is actually crafting gear and obviously improving your heroes. The way to craft the gear is actually the epic gear tier. If you actually have a bunch of epic gear blueprints and use the speed ups on it, the time spent for the amount of points you get guaranteed is honestly the most efficient way. However, if you run out of those blueprints and then you try to get some more good points per time spent, the actually second best ones that I have realized is the white ones, the common white ones. And I know some people might disagree with that, but the fact that you can be pulling these off and the amount of times for 5 hours or less, you're hitting 30,000 points, because yes, if you get a legendary off those blueprints, it does give you 30k. It's kind of crazy. So once you've emptied those, you're going to craft legendary gear, and basically, as you can see, rare gear is at the bottom. Just do not craft that at all in this. It's just there to be there, right? But that is where a lot of people can get a bunch of points from, especially if you've messed up and you've been using all your hero medals, like I technically have been doing, and your legendary hero medals to upgrade your marches. However, we're going to talk about this later on in the video, especially on my account, especially with the epic scrolls and the legendary scrolls. This is another really good way to get a ton of points on your account really, really easily if you just kind of be patient and save up. If you go into stage 3, this one isn't a massive one, right? The only way you're going to get massive points on here is technically if you send out your gatherers, say a couple of hours before this event starts. So when they basically finish gathering and they're going to walk back into your city, the event changes, right? It's going to be 0-0 the next day, 1 or 2 seconds. They come in, you're going to get all the points for the event stage change, and then you send them back out with the maximum gathering speed, and then you just hope to God. The only other way is spinning legendary advent, and this is one where a lot of players can't obviously do that. So I'm not going to be a meanie or peenie about this. However, in the right scenarios, you could be spinning the right wheel for that commander. So for example, for the future, there's a Ramses MGE, and you could be spinning the Charlemagne wheel, meaning you kind of skip everyone else in the first stage, just to unlock Charlemagne and go really hard on him just for this one part, again, on the Mightiest Governor, if it aligns up on your account. If not, obviously you can change your plans afterwards and go for a different way, but I wouldn't stress about it, right? And the one big ending on stage 1, 2, and 3 is the amount of points you're going to get for these are just minuscule, and we will again showcase this once we finish this section off for you guys, right? Now we're on stage 4, and this is where we get some really good points. Craft one time in fine craft. So this is where you're going to be obviously doing crafting for your rings using 1 copper signets, silver signets, fine gold. This is going to give you again really good points for upgrading your signet rings, and 20,000 for the Meteor's steel. This is obviously later on down the signet ring lifespan, but this is where you're going to get, as you can see here, a lot of points on actually building and research, right? So for every 1 minute used, you get 30 points, which isn't too bad. So this is where you are going to be pushing quite a lot of your buildings and your research tech. Once you've done that, you might go down to the signet rings path if you've got everything stocked up. That's what I'm going to be doing for my account, so I can get as most points as I can in this stage. And then you've got unit training. And this is a big one for everyone. What is the best way of doing this? Well, it does depend on your account, right? If you're a maxed player and you're a Kraken, most people are just going to be training T7. However, you do get promotion points based on the different gap. Meaning, if you're training T5, say it throughout the month, and then there's MGE comes, if you promote those T5 to T7, you're going to be obviously saving yourself the time it costs to create a T1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in time. That's just the way the game works, because you're only promoting from T5 to T7. So it's just this little gap. It's really good points for the promotion, because you're getting 80 points for that, right? And you can actually train a ton of T5 because of the amount you can train over, obviously, the other units in the game. And this is one thing that you could be doing if you're a lower player, and you could be doing the same thing if you're training T5 into T6 or T6 into T7. Either way, promoting troops in this is really cost efficient for your account. But once you've done that, you're obviously going to be training the highest troop that you can train on your account, just because it's going to obviously make you the most amount of power on there, right? And then once the event's over, you're going to go back to normal. You'll train probably T6 units all the time just to get you a higher cap. And then when it comes back to the Mightiest Governor, promote them back up into train T7. That's how I tackle things. That's how I'm going to tackle it. And we'll see that obviously later down in the future. So now coming into the tier 6 stage. This is the power boost through construction of the Citadel, research, and training troops. And this is the really controversial one where, is it worth it going into stage 6 compared to stage 4? And we're going to go over that with the point discrepancy, because I think it does tell a big tale on there, because you get to go on all out, which is basically everything. So everything is in this one stage, as you can see in here, right? So now if we go to the actual points, right? So now we know how to earn points, and the whole kind of beginning of this video is done. Let's go to the rankings, because if we go into stage 1, you can see the top ranking on our server was 250k points, and I was really close behind at 233,000 because I did a really big hero push ready for the future. Stage 2 though, like I said, I gained 2.2 million points here, which isn't too bad. Some people earned over 7.3 million, 6.6, 4.6, 4.4, 4 million. So you can get a good amount of points from actually saving for this stage. It does help chip it in the larger scheme of things. When it comes to gathering resources, you can see 2.5 million. It is what it is. I didn't really do too much. I was super busy on this day. That's why I didn't care about it too much. But now, race against time, 15.2 million points gained from Brugatti, and then Chaos, and then Rave at 12.7 and 13 million. When we go to the power boost now, look at the difference. 11.2, 10, 3.5, 3.4. You do not see the actual big players in the same ranking, and that is because you are getting more points per basically speed up you're using in the race against time stage. So this is the way I am going to be doing it, like these guys. I'm actually going to go for all my research, building tech, all as hard as I can in here, and then basically go into the training stage, which does decide who's going to be where. I'm going to be real. The trading stage has always been where people go crazy with their speed ups, right? So that is the reality of MGE, right? Because when you get to the end, no one's doing it, right? So when you go to the overall rankings now, the top rankings in Empire 64 for this MGE is 70 million, 67, 55. But to get the top 10, you needed over 20 million points, right? And I possibly could have done that. I'm going to be real, because I've only got 4.9 million points from not really doing too much on these stages. As you can see, 1.2 in this stage, 500k in this stage, 300k in this stage, 300 here, 2.2 from this one, and then 233k here. So I just did a nice kind of round out overall push on my account, and I did a decent score. And for that, obviously, I'm going to get just some Julius Caesar heads. Not too bad. I'm going to be saving them for my account, because now let's dive into the juicy part of the video, which you guys have probably been wondering about. Why am I only 15.6 million power? And it's because I have been saving everything up. I'm trying to be saving up as much as I can. And even though I could have actually more forging, because if you guys didn't realize, in one of those stages with 2.2 million, I actually gained a bunch of it through forging. I probably used about 30 days worth of forging on that. It was kind of nice because it gave me a load of actually stuff to do with my heroes, which we're going to showcase in a moment. But you can see my training speed is at 76 days, and I'm trying to get this to at least 100 days or higher before I even consider actually pushing one of these events. And then, as you can see, we've got some building speed up, so we're building up the research ones. We're going to get these to hopefully above 50 days or higher. Same with the forging. We're going to get this to about 100 days ourselves. And I think once I've done that, I'll feel confident to do an MGE push. And that is when you're going to see MrSneakyy go kind of super high in power, because I'm at 15.6 million power on my account. And as a little update for everyone here, we do have all of the T6 research complete. So I am a 4 T6 player now, and we're going to be basically saving everything up for the T7 research push, which is going to be on the MGE. Then what we're going to be doing in the meantime is pushing towards research speed 3. A lot of people don't like this, but I'm one of those old school players that played COD, that's played Rock, that's played a lot of other stuff, and technically now I'm going to call it downtime in my military tech. I don't want to push any further, because all of the pushing I could have been doing in that military tech is a bunch of power I could have been using in the MGE. So what we're going to be doing is maximizing our time and getting research speed 3. This is going to go to 5 out of 5 on our account. This is going to make it so our actual time we need to actually max out that T7 research is as minimal it will be, giving us the maximum amount of power and hopefully the maximum amount of points for speed ups used, right? And to do that, I don't have to do much. I just got to go 3 out of 5 on all of these, go all the way down, and basically hit that research speed 3. So that is the goal. That's my major goal. And I would honestly suggest this to a lot of players, especially if you're a free-to-play player. Getting this maxed out research speed 3 is going to give you so much extra, man. 10% reduction on there, on top of obviously the reduction you've already got here, 7.5, going all the way down here as well to 5%. So it's really, really, really nice, right? One thing I want to discuss though is kind of some extra little pointers for MGE and what I'm going to be doing for my account, and I'm going to finish off the video there. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been a nice, cool, kind of free-flowing one, as you guys have been imagining, but hopefully you've been enjoying it, right? So one thing is buildings, right? The building side of things. How can I maximize buildings? And technically, how can you maximize building power in MGE? Because the thing is, as you'll see, I am 18 days away from Town Center 29, which is kind of crazy for my account. Feels great. I'm almost at the final hurdle, which is TC30, which is going to allow me to unlock obviously all of the tech I need to complete and stuff on my account. But what's really important is the barracks, right? And you'll notice my barracks are only 22 and then 21 around the board, and I've got 7 hours on those two at the top, making them 22, and then we're going to be working on the stables. Now once these ones are done, and once this one is done, what I'm going to be doing is actually upgrading the prerequisite buildings, because these barracks, if you guys are new to the game and you didn't realize, are really important for your account, because the thing is, each individual building increases your training speed use. So as you can see here, this is a 10.5% increase on the training speed, meaning it's going to reduce that amount of time when we're going to build. And that is the same on every building, but it is on its own individual level. So you do want these buildings as high as possible before that unit training stage. And that's, I think, the trick for this event, guys. You're going to be wanting to get these in the building phase as high as you can. Get these ones done. Once you've done those, guess what? You can go back and maybe hit all the level 1s you've not done yet, because I've still got level 1 buildings here that I've not done, which is going to obviously increase my power overall, and it's obviously going to help me out in the long run for resources. But hey ho, that's the one thing I think a lot of people do not realize when they're playing this game. So now let's finish it up with the hero section. As you can see, we did do some investing in this account, this MGE, and it's just to get me ready and in more of a usable state while I wait. And that's just so I can obviously fight and do some stuff in Mightiest Empires and obviously in the future events. We've got Lubu is 2-star, and what we are going to do, I know a lot of you guys are going to be screaming at me in the Discord because I love you guys who keep calling me out for it. We are going to be 3-starring this hero as soon as possible. He's on my to-do list with my universal medal. Once he's 3-starred, we're going to figure out if we're going to go to the 5-star or not. But definitely we're going to get him 3-starred straight away for our account. We're going to be obviously saving every single sculpture we get now on our account so we can obviously push on the MGE. So hopefully we can get some good summons. We're going to do that all on that one day. We're going to hopefully save up all the tavern summons as we can throughout the year. I say year, through the next couple of months. And we're going to keep pushing through. The next thing though, what I'm really big on is Julius Caesar. And the thing is, I am working on his hero, and I'm gonna get all of his medals saved up again so we can get him 3-starred in one go. Same with if I'm able to, and this is really, really ambitious, but if I'm able to get this Octavian 3-starred in that MGE too, would be nuts. I'm gonna be honest, it would be crazy, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but we'll soon find out, because there's a lot of sculptures that I'm gonna need in order to do that. However, obviously, the Julius Caesar isn't too bad. I've got Heroic Expedition for that. It's just the Universals to try and get 2 heroes to 3-star. It's a little bit crazy. And you guys are probably wondering why. And it's because I do plan on replacing Bushra. I was thinking about it for the longest of time, and I do love this hero. And this match is a really powerful match for anyone who's running it. You will enjoy using it. But I do think Alexander or a future Marshall Pikeman is on its way, and when it comes, it's gonna outshine, unfortunately, this Bushra in her slot. So when that comes, it's gonna be a sad moment, right? Apart from that, we're saving everything else we get again. So all the way down here, any heroes you see is what we're going to be running for this foreseeable future. And then obviously saving everything else. When it comes to the scrolls, we can showcase them. So if we come kind of like down through the whole area, there we go. We're on 122 legendaries. It feels good, but obviously we need to start stocking up on these. And you'll notice I'm only on 16, and that is because my Lubus, if you not noticed, that skill was maxed out, and that was because I needed to get that kind of maxed out to use, which is the armor piercer for a more budget build. But we are saving up. I'm trying to save up as much of everything as you can see here for my account, so none of my rings are still leveled up apart from maybe 1 or 2 just to get me through the content and obviously PvP trades. But we are saving up as much as we can for MGE. And that's the reason and kind of the conclusion and the title of this video. Why am I only 15.6 million power? Why have I not been pushing power on this game at the moment? It's because we're waiting. We're waiting for the right time to unlock that one hero for our account that's going to be a game changer for everyone, especially for testing and obviously for PvP and Mighty Empire. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. That's been obviously a nice, obviously lengthy video. We've been talking about the Mightiest Govenor event on how we can technically maximize on each of these stages, and then we kind of showcased even on my account how many speed ups I've got, what we're going to be running in the future, and what is obviously gonna be my goal, because like I said, we've got a bunch of speed ups here on my account, but I honestly need more time. I need more time. I want at least 100 days in training. I want at least 100 days in forging, and then at least at the universal and then the building and research, I want 50 days at least in all of these, so I feel good and confident to do one massive push, get a bunch of power, and then on top of that, obviously make some fun content for you guys. So that's where we're at. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This is kind of just showcased the last little breakdown of what resource and speed ups we've got at the moment, while we are now saving up for the foreseeable future. If you've enjoyed the video, smash a like, comment, subscribe. If it's helped you out, if you've learned something new, or you never knew something before, you know what to do. Share the video about with your friends, and hopefully they enjoy the Sneaky Army. And if you have, thank you very much. I don't know if we've hit 10,000 subscribers as of this recording, but if we have, you'll see me re-celebrating down in the comment section down below. But I want to say thank you to all of you guys that have watched the content, that have been enjoying the channel, and as a thank you, and in this video, for anyone in the future, we're gonna be hosting a massive 10,000k subscriber giveaway, and it's gonna be live on the brand new Twitch channel that I'm gonna be linking, so you guys can head over there. It is also on my official Discord, so if you want to join the Discord and go that way, you can also do that. But with there, we're gonna end the video, so stay safe guys, stay sneaky, peace out.